Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the tavern. Thank you for the inconsistency that's been kind of happening during this month. It's been a little bit busy with other projects and aspects that normally take up time during December. So I appreciate you all hanging in there while I've been busy, hard at work for the past like 2 months since, being a musician and all. Musicians perform a lot during holiday times. So it's been a lot of performances here and there, but I had a little bit of time to sit down and listen to a couple of pieces today. So I'm excited to jump back in the world of Sleep Token. Today, we are going to be reacting to the offering from Sleep Token. I'm going to be watching their visualizer, probably just to kind of, give a little bit of visualization to everything. And I'll have the lyrics popped up like normal because that seems to have at least helped out with the storytelling and aspect of these things. But yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of, listen to another wonderful, wonderful song from Sleep Token, since I've been very obsessed with their music recently and I've been happy to listen to more. As always, if you like what you see here, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Do all those lovely things. Every little support helps the tavern. If you really want to help the support, also think about becoming a member. It does not cost a lot at all to do that, and any little bit always helps to support the tavern and try to bring you more videos as we get closer to the new year and everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'm going to hopefully remember all of my hotkeys because I am such a professional YouTuber. Reactor thing. And yeah, we're just going to reactor thing. Wow. You can tell it's been a while since I've done this. But yes, we're going to listen to the offering. The original video will of course be in the description. Please support the original artist because I like to start and stop as I go through things and just kind of, talk about my thoughts as we go forward. So anyways, let's go ahead and listen to the offering. So again, I'm going into this without knowing anything at all, like always with these things, besides what you guys end up kind of telling me. But like that introduction there, that kind of dot 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 dot. It's kind of almost feels like, I don't want to say time is passing, but it kind of, I feel like the presence of time going forward, I guess. And if this has to do with an offering, is it just, if time is pushing forward, it almost sounds like you're just kind of waiting a little bit, which is why when we have just this subtle, like, da, 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 I think it's just 8 notes and then it kind of repeats itself over and over. It's kind of a way to kind of make you get a sense of anticipation for what's coming on. And again, I'm not sure really what the message or anything is since I haven't heard too much yet. But this is, how I've listened to a lot of these others going forward. I like that they start with a original motif idea and then expand upon it with more instrumentation and stuff. It definitely sounds like piano synth. I don't know, I'm not sure what type of synth on there, but it's kind of cool to kind of hear that initial introduction to the motif, or at least how we're going to be doing with the chord progression there. It's cool. So let's see what we add on to there, probably with some type of amplified guitar or electronic instrument or something, because that tends to be what Sleep Token does. But it's already kind of making me feel like I'm in a trance, which if it has to do with offerings, maybe that's what it is. So oh, you also have the drum beat there too to kind of give it a little bit more forward motion. I like that, which giving you the full chord progression here with, I guess, that. All right, more heavy metal-ish. Which again, I know, and again, many of you have told me this, Sleep Token is a metal group, and I'm aware of that. It's just a lot of the pieces that I have been listening to haven't been very metal, so it's kind of nice to hear the traditional kind of heavy sound music of like metal going forward. So I'm excited to see where this goes. This really does feel, Again, maybe it's just because of the visualization as well, but this really does feel ritualistic more than anything else. I don't know. If we're offering, are we trying to summon something or one thing or another? I'm curious once we actually get into the lyrics how it will kind of move forward from here. But this feels like a ritual. Yay, we love rituals. We really don't, but that's, just kind of going along with the theme, right? The instrumental is pretty long. Like, typically most Sleep Token that I've listened to, they start with kind of the chorus and the verse, but this just seems to be like an like almost a minute of just full instrumentals, which surprises me a little bit, but maybe that's, again, normal. I don't know. I'm getting more familiar with Sleep Token music as we go forward. It's mainly just me trying to interpret what's kind of going on here. It's cool, though, that you have more of a introduction more than anything else, because normally we'd have the chorus or the pre-chorus that have entered by this point, but it's just pure instrumental with that same kind of progression going forward, kind of repeating itself a lot of like what I just did some church gigs because December, kind of like what you would do in a church when you're going through some of the hymns that are in the hymnals and stuff. It's just, it repeats itself over and over. You have that progression stuck in your head. That way you kind of can just do it without really looking at the notes. It's just kind of there. And I wonder if that's what they're trying to replicate with the beginning being so long with the instrumentals. Well, that's kind of a nice, like, drop everything. Wonder why.
You are a garden entwined with all. You are the silence on sacred shores. You've got diamonds for teeth, my love. So take a bite of me just once. I want to touch.
Ooh.
Once again. Take a bite.
Ooh. That was kind of cool. Like, it's so I'm looking at the lyrics here. I mean, it took quite a bit for the lyrics to even start. Like, holy cow. I like to go verse by verse and then kind of stop and talk about it a little bit. That, like, just isolation of the piano of that 8-note motif there, and then just the high, sweet, subtle voice that you have from the main singer there just kind of gave me chills when I initially listened to that. This almost makes me feel like it's, I don't know, based on the lyrics. Silence, you got diamonds for teeth, my love. Take a bite of me just once. I want to turn the page once again. Is this like a newfound love or something? Like, everything is kind of newish here. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to like get kind of a vibe from this, but it looks to like something new is there, and like you might be obsessed with that new thing, and you just want to keep giving more to it. If this is like an offering, if this is a ritual or something like that, it kind of makes sense for that kind of aspect from there. But just the like the shift was like amazing. You have this kind of style at first, which is I don't want to. It's more like in the lower like middle range of a guy. It sounds more sweet. It sounds like ha 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 until we get to the turn the page once again, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh. Because that just makes it sound more like lovish over there. So it's cute. I don't want to call it cute, but it's such like a tonal shift from there that it takes you out of the intensity of the moment for a second. It's like, this is how I want to feel forever, until we go back into like that metal aspect. That's kind of a cool way to do that. And with just having that like subtle shift is a lot of what I know Sleep Token does for things, but it shows how talented the range of not only the vocalist can be, but also like just how a switch and timbre of instrumentation, even though it's still playing that same progression, just on a much higher frequency, just, it shifts everything and it makes you feel more like relaxed and loved, and I like that. That's really cool. And then immediately back to the metal.
Say goodbye.
It's such a weird, like, in between thing of like relaxation and like heavy-ish, I guess, because that's what they did to intro, like this riff that they're doing, which is the same kind of riff that the motif introduced in the beginning with the synth. Like, that seems to be separating the verses, and maybe that's just like the, I don't know, the actual offering happening. Like, okay, time to take a bite, time to like feel the time to feel good. I can't say that word. You all know what I'm trying to say there. I just Suno bad with words. What else is new? It puts you in a trance. It really does. I like it.
An offering in your favor, a sacrifice in your name, but I know you've got to say so. Just take a bite.
Ooh, the whispering is cool too. God, I love this part. It's so, like, sweet. Even with, like, the metal music, it still sounds sweet. I like it a lot. And that drummer just going crazy too. That's really cool that he gets to improvise as much as he is. Or, you know, doing fills. Ooh. That gives me chills. Again, kind of that same thing. It seems, and again, this is very Sleep Token, that as soon as we get into the verse, into the message that we're trying to push forward, we immediately take away all the, well, metal of the metal music and try to go into this, like, you know, let's just isolate the vocals and let's isolate the motif and boom, keep it over there. And again, just the shift, but just the shift of the vocalist going from this like more lyrical thing to this more, even more high pitched lyrical aspect, which makes it sound sweet and soothing. But this is given an offering in your favor, sacrificing your name. I know you've got a taste, so just take a bite of me. Again, this just sounds like you got the bug for something. It feels good to sacrifice part of yourself for something new or whatever. And since we like that feeling, we're willing to let it take a chunk of us again, which is why it's probably called the offering, because it's like giving part of your soul or spirit or whatever for whatever the new thing is. And it's kind of cool to give this kind of like, you know, thought process from there. And just the contrast, especially when it starts with turn the page once again, you have this high pitched, like, you know, let me see if I can find what I'm talking about again. Because a lot of this is still like very high pitched, like it was during the softer section in verse 1. But the difference with this here is that it just feels like you have the heavy metal music in the background. So this almost feels like it's like a chorus E, even though it's not a chorus section technically, but it gives that softness while you still have the heaviness from the heavy metal, and it just kind of like shifts it together. And then the whispers in there, especially with the O's and stuff, it gives chills. I love music that gives chills and kind of gives that like effect towards it. And again, if you're giving up part of your soul for something that you really like or like to feel, then that kind of makes sense from there, why you have something that's like, maybe I shouldn't be giving up this much, but I love how it feels type aspect. So I kind of like the, I don't want to call it happy sad, but happy dangerous, maybe. I don't know. It gives that vibe, but I like it. I wanted to listen to a little bit again because this like contrast is so cool to me. Interesting, like, new guitar riff. Is this like the actual offering happening now? Because this is like the guy or the person being like, okay, let's do this. So with the guitar riff kind of going downwards, is that okay? We're actually giving the sacrifice of the offering at this point. Is that what that's trying to imply with the instrumental, at least? Like, I'm giving myself to you, do it. I mean, you hear "Take a Bite" being... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So then we have this whisper "Take a Bite" and then this, like, screamo "Take a Bite." Did I hear that right? Yeah, we did. Oh, and that's probably when the actual bite happened, or the sacrifice, or the giving up part of your soul for whatever you felt. Ooh, that's a cool way to do it. What I really like about like this instrumental part here is you can still hear the motif just being done with like more of a downward motion, da 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 da. Instead, it's still the same 8 notes. They're just kind of doing it in more of a downward spiral type feeling instead of this like you know, ooey eyed, bright eyed, everything feels great. It's now you've done it, now you just need to go all the way, you take the bite, or at least that's how it feels for me. But it's cool. It's a good whiplash. It's like you committed. This is the commit part that you can't turn back now, or at least that's what it feels. Feels you're not turning back anymore. God, I love it. Again, it's the same thing like as the beginning, it's just a lot heavier. And then adding this like choir oohs, ahs in the background, even though it's done with high synth, just to be like, haha, you've given yourself to me now. Or something like that. I like it a lot though. Like, now that I'm listening closer, I think that high thing I'm hearing is just the original motif that was done at the very beginning, just done a lot quieter because we have, you know, you've given the part, you've taken the bite, you took the plunge. So now we still hear the initial like, oh, I love this feeling of euphoria, but at the same time, it's probably painful, at least from what it sounds like, maybe. I mean, giving yourself to whatever they're actually doing, it feels, it's almost like a good pain. Because again, you hear that like light elegance at the top with the synth, but then you have the very heavy music like taking the forefront from there. And it's kind of cool the more you listen to it because you pick up on more things. It's eerie. It's very eerie. Eerie is good, though. Eerie can be very good. Or maybe it's shifting because you feel more of the euphoria as compared to the pain or something? Maybe that's what the gist of it is. Like, now that the pain is starting to subside, you only feel the euphoria with that synth above it. It's cool. It's cool. I love the story that this stuff kind of like implies or goes forward with. Then again, I could be entirely wrong in my interpretation from here, but it's still really cool to me. It is super, super cool. And I'm glad that I've gotten into this like world and realm. So, it's awesome to kind of have the music itself tell the story. Yes, the lyrics have always been super important. That's what a lot of people go with. But I also, just the way that the instrumentation and the timbre kind of work through these aspects, it also helps to enhance the storytelling. But again, that's just kind of my thought process behind it. Let me know what you all thought of this. I'm sure you all have the lore behind this, and I'd love to have you guys talk about it in the comments, because I love to get the full interpretation of everything as we go forward. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed just my ramblings from things. Hoping after this month is over, we'll get a little bit more active again and start posting things at least until the second musical season happens for me. But we'll be as consistent as possible, my friends. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for the support as always. And like always, like, subscribe, comment. Put your thoughts in the comments below. I always love reading them. If you have anything else you want me to react to, please put it in there. We have a giant list of suggestions that we'll be bringing to you for the rest of this year and onwards. So thanks for hanging out as always. Become a member if you want to support the tavern more. And yeah, let's just keep spreading music like we always do. Okay, friends, until next time, we'll see you then. Bye.